It makes a huge difference in some people's lives. It allows us to give respite care. If I didn't go to visit them and do my care with them, his wife became extremely exhausted. She was at rock bottom. They needed help, and we give them respite care, which allows them to be independent and basically, have a bit of freedom and basically go out and do things that she wants to do rather than being in the house with him all the time and being his full-time carer. It allows her to be a bit more independent. I think it would be very difficult for the family if they didn't have us working there as respite. She was very depressed. She needed help, basically. She needed to become her own person again. She'd lost her identity due to being a full-time carer. She'd lost her quality of life. Home instead can make a huge difference to the people that I care for. For example, I look after a gentleman who has Parkinson's. When we first went to work with this couple, his wife, who is now his full-time carer, was practically on her knees. We've enabled them to be independent, to have space from each other and to fulfil differences in activities and things like that, enabling her to be more independent and have a part of her own life back. At the time before we went in there, she was near breaking point. She was very depressed. She was very isolated. She had lost her independence, her identity. She was just, his full-time carer. She had no life of her own, and us going in there enabling her to give her back that quality of life that she had before her husband got ill. Quality care is using a person-centred approach. It's about putting the person in the centre of everything that you do, knowing their background, knowing their likes, their dislikes, their religion, their culture, their spiritual needs, and just working around that as your focus. Being consistently on time, being caring, compassionate, and like I say, just putting the person first and working around that. Being caring and compassionate and using the person as the centre of the care. I became a caregiver due to my own personal experiences with a relative, and I'm a very compassionate person. I became a caregiver due to my own personal experiences. I'm a very compassionate person. It's a very worthwhile job. I get great satisfaction from the job and I enjoy the job. I became a caregiver due to my own personal experiences. It's a very worthwhile job. I get great satisfaction from the job. My job also enables me to work around my daughter, give me flexible hours, and I get great satisfaction and I enjoy the job. The training makes a huge difference in our job. We have great training. It enables us to do our job properly. It enables us to be able to deal with our clients in a professional manner in regards to sort of moving and handling, and it prepares us with circumstances, emergencies that will arise. There's lots of training out there. The training makes a huge difference. It enables us to do our jobs properly, efficiently. It allows us to be the best of our ability. There's lots of different training that I've been put through personally in regards to moving and handling, health and safety, emergency first aid, which is very important in our line of work. Absolutely. Without the training, I wouldn't be as confident in doing my job. It gives us the information and the practical side of learning about a condition. In regards to Parkinson's, I work with a gentleman who's got Parkinson's, and doing the Parkinson's training gave me a much better insight into the condition and how to look after this person. The qualification that I've been able to do is basically the Health and Social Care Diploma, Level 2, which Home Instead have funded me for. It's been a long process. It's been very good, very informative. It's opened up lots of doors in my career. I've done a Level 2 Health and Social Care Diploma, which I've just completed with the support of Home Instead. It enabled me to do this qualification. I'm now starting to study for my Level 3, which will open up even more doors and opportunities for me, which I'm starting to do now. Received quite a lot of training. There's always new things that you need to learn. Training is changing all the time. Health and safety is changing all the time. Moving and handling is changing all the time. So there's always things that you need to be doing and refreshing and stuff like that. I've actually done emergency first aid training myself, moving and handling, health and safety, food hygiene, Parkinson's training, which has enabled me to look after a client that I have with Parkinson's. It's given me a more informative insight into the condition, and also how to deal with the symptoms and the medication side of the condition, which enables me to be a better caregiver for that client. I've also just started a distance learning end of life course, which prepares us obviously for the end of life and palliative care, obviously, which is going to be fantastic for our roles in this job. We have to have a bit of background about their, we get to know a bit about their background, and we try and make compatible caregivers for clients that share the same interests, which is what makes Home Instead different. Before we are introduced to a client, we are given some background information about their family and their history. We are then introduced to a client before we are able to go out and work with them, to make sure that we're compatible for them and they're compatible for us. If we didn't go to see this client wouldn't be able to take care of themselves. They wouldn't eat properly. They wouldn't be able to look after their home and keep their home safe and clean and tidy. They wouldn't be able to prepare food for themselves. They wouldn't be able to, make themselves a cup of tea even sometimes. Well, for us, it's about the person being isolated. It's about becoming their friend, about the companionship, giving them somebody to socialise with, and as well as the tasks that are involved as well. Yeah, if we didn't go to visit our clients, they'd be very isolated, very lonely. It's about providing companionship, a friend, giving them the chance to socialise with somebody, as well as the tasks that are involved. It gives them the opportunity to stay in their homes for as long as possible with our help, which is what a lot of the elderly people want nowadays. They don't want to be put into care homes, they want to stay at home, hence Home Instead. Home Instead enables people to stay in their own homes, which is what the elderly want. Home Instead gives people their independence and enables them to stay at home for as long as possible. It makes a huge difference to my life. I love this job. I get such satisfaction from this job. It enables me to be a good person and, to help others, which is what I like doing.